Good afternoon to all. Today we will start with the second placement activity, that is a discussion on macros. Okay. So today, fourth semester Simran and her friend Vasundhara is going to handle the session. Uh, Simran and Vasundhara,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
uh, ready now? Prepared for the activity now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. First, who is going to start the session?
Me, ma'am. Simran.
Simran.
Okay, Simran, are you going to share the screen or what?
Yes, ma'am. I just sharing now.
Okay, share the screen and you can start the session discussion. And other students, please be involved in the discussion. Okay, please give concentration. Only for 1 hour we are conducting, no? So please give the concentration. At the same time, please inform your friends to join immediately. It is only 53 students are there from 2 sections.
Ma'am, screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes, Simran?
Screen is visible, ma'am.
Yeah, you have shared the screen. It is visible.
Okay, ma'am.
Huh.
Can I start?
Introduce yourself first and then you can start the session.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Simran K from 4th IC. I am going to cover the concept of C, that is macros. So before that, we should know about the macros. Then what do you mean by macros? Macro, it is a text substitution definition, which means when a macro is called, the respective text for which macro is defined get expanded at the line of a call. What it means, a macro is a preprocessor directive which will contain some values, and before the actual compilation start, it replaces the text from a code. That means if we
Simran,
assign, yes, ma'am.
1 second. Simran, see this one. So before displaying the PPTs and all, so you have to go through what you have written. No? See here which spelling mistake is there. No, so you have to read it once again. You have to go through it before start the discussion with the others. Okay. So that
No,
also
I'm
includes in the preparation.
what I written, ma'am.
Okay, you can continue. Sorry.
It is a text substitution definition. That means when macro is called, respective text of a which macro is defined is expanded. That means macros is just a code which replaces it is just a text which replaces the code. We are using hash defined in simple programs. We are using hash defined name, hash defined integer. Those are called macros, ma'am. Macros is defined by a caps letter. Here is an example to understand what is macros. Hash defined stdio.h, hash defined begin, hash defined end with open parenthesis, and hash defined end with close parenthesis, hash defined number with integer. Here begin, end, and number. These are the macros. Macros is defined by caps
Simran,
letter.
your slides are not moving. You are not moving the slides. You are there in the first slide itself.
On second slide, ma'am. Example is visible,
No,
ma'am.
it is showing first slide. You are there in the
No,
first
ma'am, it
slide.
is
For us,
visible.
okay, I think network problem is there from my side. Yeah. Okay. For
You
others,
can see.
she is moving the slides, no? For other students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can you visible, ma'am? My second slide is visible to you, ma'am.
Yes, Simran, continue please.
Here is an example to understand what is macros in details. So I am defined here hash defined begin with the open parenthesis, hash defined end with close parenthesis, and hash defined number int. So begin, end, and number, these are called macros. Macros is defined by a caps letters. So it just replaces the text from a code. So here in main function, begin and number I is equal to 1 while loop, and then begin and then print, so I plus plus and end, again end. So what happening here, when compiler start to compilation, before it compile, it first check whether hash is defined, macro is defined or not. So here hash defined begin is a macro. So macro is defined here. So it just replaces begin with the open parenthesis and number with the integer, and then again begin with open parenthesis and end with the close parenthesis. This is what macros replaces the text from code. Here is a converted version of this example. So this is what we actually using in our coding. Here we can see begin is replaced by open parenthesis and int will number will replaced by int, and end will replaced by close parenthesis. Okay. Next, ma'am, you can see another slide, ma'am.
One second, Simran.
Yes, ma'am.
See here, actually, so we do many programs on C language, no? Using C language, we do many programs, but so usually macros, I think on these macros, we have not done any programs or only few programs you have gone through, I think. Okay, so it is really a very good example. See this? In case of C language, actually syntax keys in order to enclose the body of the main function or in order to enclose the body of loops, we use opening brace and closing brace. Correct? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So here she has used macros. That is, in place of opening brace, we can use a text called begin. In place of closing brace, we can use a text called end. So before using these texts, first we need to declare them using the define keyword. Okay. So we start with the header file. After the header file, using the define, so we need to give the text name for the opening brace and text name for the closing brace. Then we go with the normal as usual program instructions. Main, so body of the main. Or instead of opening brace, she has written begin text, and instead of closing brace, she has written end. Similarly, while loop body is there. So instead of begin, she has used closing brace, opening brace, and all. Okay, so very simple program, and really it is good program. One second, Simran, I think some network problem is there from my side, no? I'm audible clearly? My voice is clear, no?
You are audible, ma'am.
Or my voice is breaking or what?
No, ma'am, you are audible, ma'am.
Other students?
Audible, ma'am.
Other students, Akash, Amulya, Akash, Anish.
We can hear
Audible.
your voice, ma'am.
But ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ voice ನನಗೆ break ಆಗ್ತದೆ. My voice is not breaking, no? So for you people, I am audible correctly.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
But for me, all your voices are breaking. I don't know why. What is happening to my network? So, okay. Hope you understood this program. Okay, Simran, you can continue.
Okay, ma'am. So now, another point of macros. You can also use macro as a constant variable. How? Let us try to understand. Here is an example to understand how to use macro as a constant variable. Here, hash include stdio.h is normal. Hash if defined message, hash defined message you wish, and hash end if. Here, hash if defined, hash defined message, and hash defined if. These are the preprocessor conditions. So, before the compilation, compiler will check whether the macro is defined or not. Again, here macro is defined if hash if defined message. So message is a macro and you wish is its value. So I am taken here constant variable, macro as a constant variable. Let us consider hash defined message you wish. Message, we can consider message as a variable with the constant value you wish. So after the compilation, what it will printing in main function, it print here is a message, percentage yes, and next line and message. Macro is, we know that macro is replaces the text from a code. So here it will print the message. So in message place, it defined you wish. So it print the you wish instead of message. We getting the output you wish. This is what you can also macro use as a constant variable. Ma'am, ma'am.
One second. Let me ask other students. Akash, you're not responding. You are there, no? Hello, Akash. Akash. Yo. One second. One second. I'm just. You understood that program? Akash. Hello, you understood the program, no? Akash, you just explain that program. No, he is not responding. Amelia is there, no? Fourth semester. Amelia,
Yes, ma'am.
you understood that concept? This is a small program.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just try to discuss that once again. Hmm. Yes, other students. See, you people are not giving concentration. Simply, we are conducting the placement activity. Actually, in case of counseling, every day evening, HOD sir is conducting counseling for you people, no? So every day he's telling one sentence about the placement activity. You need to participate. You have to participate. So like that. But you people are not concentrating at all. Really, I'm not understanding. See, it is a very simple program, but still, you people are not ready to explain this. Amulya, see, she suddenly she left the. Yeah, she is there, but she has muted herself. Okay, other students from fifth semester, Diksha.
Yes, ma'am.
See this one. So once just explain this program. It is really simple program. So the your juniors will follow that explanation. Please explain.
Yes, ma'am. Hash include std studio.h. Next, hash if defined of message. Hash defined message you wish. In place of message, you wish will be printed wherever we place message. So in main function, in printf, here is a message, percentage yes, message. In place of message, you wish will be printed because we can use macros as a constant variable.
So,
Hello. Hello.
Hello. So actually, yes, Diksha. So there is some network problem from my side. So I'm not hearing you properly. Okay, in the second line, see, using this defined keyword, if defined keyword. So the message, what is this message? Why it is enclosed inside the parenthesis? It is declared as constant wherever inside the main function, wherever we use the message, that should be replaced with the string called you wish. So she has enclosed that string inside the double quote. So wherever the message appears, so inside the main function, that should be replaced with the string. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Simran, you continue. ನಾನು ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಟರಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. You just continue. Keep on continue.
Okay, ma'am. So now we can use macro as a parameterized macros. So let us try to understand how parameterized macros can be used. Here is another example. Hash include stdio.h, hash include square. Here is a small correction. I told already macro is defined by a caps letter. So square will be in caps letters. So hash include square into x into x into x. Compiler check whether the macro is defined or not. Here is hash include, it is already defined, so macro is defined. So now in main function what it doing, it will print square of x. We are asking the value 3. So what happening here, x is equal to 3, so it go to hash include square of x. X will become 3, so inside the bracket x into x, so it will doing 3 into 3, so answer is 9. So it will print the answer 9. That is again replacing the code. Square of 3 will be replaced by 9. This is what macro doing in the example. So any doubts about this small program?
So the same type of program was discussed by Arushino in the previous activity. So we can pass the parameters to the macros, just like usually for functions we will pass the parameters. Here the square is the macro, as she told the macros should be in capital letters. By mistake she has taken the small letters. Okay, so there she's passing the parameter x. Okay, so we can say that here x into x, it is the body of the that macro. So if we pass 3 as parameter to the square macro, it will perform 3 into 3. Is that correct?
Yes,
Simran?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Then 9 will be the answer of the prayer.
Okay. So it is a parameterized macro. So last time Arushi discussed ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Here we can pass the parameters to the macro. At the same time, we can define the body for that macro, what it can do with that parameter. So operations. Okay, Simran, next problem.
Hmm. Sure. Ma'am, one slide is skipped, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes, Simran.
one slide is skipped, ma'am. I shared one slide with you, ma'am. Can you share the PPTF?
One second.
I will stop sharing.
I have shared the screen. It is visible now. Simran?
No, ma'am.
I have shared the screen. So this problem already. Yeah, this one no. Square of.
Not visible, ma'am.
I have shared the screen. It is visible. It is not visible.
Not visible, ma'am.
Not visible, ma'am.
Okay, let me share once again. Now?
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay, this program already over. This one you need to discuss. No, once again you have taken the macro per square. You have passed n as parameter.
Can I, ma'am?
Yeah.
Ma'am, previous. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Here is a continue part. I'm discussed already in the previous slide. That is, I'm taken X. So now here is a small changes. Condition. Previous. Yes, ma'am. Previous slide, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am. Square of n into n cross n, ma'am. No, ma'am. Next. Yes, ma'am. This one. Yes, ma'am. This one. This one. Okay. Here is an example where I define hash define square n into n. So in int main function, you can see int a is equal to 3 comma b is equal to square of a plus 1, then print percentage d and b, then return 0. Can anyone say the output of this program?
16.
16. Okay.
Is that correct?
I'm explaining, ma'am. X16 is not correct. What we actually think, we just int a is equal to 3. So int a is equal to 3 comma b. So b is equal to square of a plus 1. What we actually thinking, a is equal to 3. So square of a plus 1, that means 3 plus 1, 4. So uh, square it go to hash defined square of n. So n into n. So 4 into 4, 16. That what we actually think. And we can say the answer is 16. But this is wrong. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. Answer is 7. Because here we define hash defined square of n into n. So n into n, in the place of n, b is equal to square of a plus 1. So a plus 1 into a plus 1, then a is equal to 3, then 3 plus 1 into 3 plus 1, higher precedence is into, so 3 into 3, 3 plus 3 plus 1. So answer becomes 7. So it will print
Okay.
7 as answer.
So a plus 1 is considered as the parameter for this square function.
Yes, ma'am.
Correct.
In
A
n
plus,
place,
so here n into n is nothing but a plus 1. So a is 3. So 3 plus 1 into 3 plus 1. So your answer is 7. Is that correct? Allah. You see that?
because
So you are,
this is what we actually doing. Actual answer is 16. When if we using n into n, so if we using bracket, separation of n into n, bracket n into bracket n. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. Yeah, this is what actual. So if we use n bracket into n, so n becomes separate term and n becomes separate term. Then in n place, it adding a plus 1, then 3 plus 4, then 4 into 4. Then b is equal to square of a plus 1, 4 into 4. Then print the percentage d. Answer will be 16. So only one mistake. If we use bracket to n, it will print 16. If we are not using any bracket in between n star n, it will print 7 as a output. Ma'am,
Okay, actually, I don't know. I'm not hearing you properly. So completely, your voice is breaking for me from my side. So I'm not able to discuss. Other student, you just ask other students.
Anyone understood or not?
You ask seniors.
Seniors. Dikshaka?
Yeah, understood.
Okay.
Chandrika, Bhumika, Aishwarya.
Mama.
Ask somebody to explain that. Simran.
Can anyone explain, please? I think there is a confusion here. Can anyone?
Bhumika. Okay, Simran, you can continue.
These type of questions are commonly asking in interview basis and competitive exams. So we are neglecting this type of problems. But this is really easy. So now next slide, ma'am. Then type of macros. Here there is a two type of macros. One is objective macros and function macros. Objective macros used to represent a numeric constant. Here is an example. Hash defined a. Uh, hash defined a. A is a macro name. So in program where we are using a, it will replaces a by 10. If we are using a is equal to 10, then in whole program it will replaces a by 10. So there is no need to change again a by 10 in whole program. This is the advantages of a macro. Then a function macro. It is used to substitute the entire code instead of a function name. It is like a function call. Here is example. Hash define minimum a comma b. If a is less than b, conditional statement, then a and b. Oh, what happening here? Minimum is a macro. Um, Here function minimum. We are using function minimum to enter the program. The compiler will print the minimum value. It will do the. It will perform the operation of where two numbers are minimum or not. A is a minimum than b or not. So it just do the function call. Ma'am, next slide, ma'am. This is theory. Okay. Object like macro. This macro can be a pointer variable or identifier or a variable defining using a hash define, and it is replaced by its value. This is mainly used when numeric constants are required. Uh, I already said in previous slide, hash defined a mac name. It just replaces the text from code. Here is an example, hash define max 100. So max is a macro and 100 is a value. So it just replaces max by a 100 value. Next slide, ma'am. Function like macro. This macro is similar to function call in C programming language. In this, a function name is defined with the argument passes to the function. Here is an example, hash defined add p comma q and p plus q. In the example, we can say the function name add. Add is macro. It is a function call. So it will do the addition. Where we are using in whole program, where we are using add function, it just to perform the addition, and it will give the answer instead of doing add p comma q. It just give the direct answer. Uh, Continue part will be Vasundhara will do. She will take the interview based questions how macros can be asked. Macro is a simple concept. So we just to understand how where macro is used. It just used to replace the code from a text. That's it about the macros. So next part will be continued by Vasundhara. Over to you, ma'am. I'm done, ma'am.
Simran, thanks. It's really a good, very good explanation. But there was some problem with my side, from my side. So ನಂಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. So actually it is a new topic for me. macros in C programming language. So not only for me, so for many of our students, they have not gone through macros. I think this topic is the new topic for many of our students. So please go through this topic once. Okay. So once again, next one more time we will conduct the same activity on the macros. Okay. So because we need to know much about the macros. So as Simran told, this type of questions will be asked in the interviews, like campus interviews. So usually we neglect these types of questions, no? So as she told, actually we need to give the concentration. So we need to understand, we should know how to solve these type of simple programs. Okay. Okay, thank you, Simran. It's really a good preparation and presentation. Uh, the next part, the Vasundhara is going to continue the next part. Vasundhara,
Yes, ma'am.
you can continue now the session.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, see here last, it is the second placement activity for this semester, even semester. Only juniors are participating. Senior students, our sixth semester students are not showing interest this time. I don't know why. Yeah, as Diksha told, they are busy in many things. So, but yesterday SR only told no. So we should know how to manage all the things in case of personality development program was conducted by HOD sir. So we should know how to manage everything. Okay, so you have to the next in the next week seniors have to conduct the activity session. Okay. Okay, Vasundhara,
Yes, ma'am.
are you going to share the screen or what?
Yes, ma'am. I'm going to share.
Huh.
Ma'am, screen is visible.
No, Sundara.
Ma'am, now.
Okay, no. Shall I share the screen? Or other students? Let me ask other students. Is her screen visible to other students?
No, ma'am, not sure.
Okay. Vasundhara, I will share the screen. Okay, na? Or what?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Please wait for 2 minutes. Just 1 minute. Vasundhara, so I don't know, some
Yes.
network problem is there from my side. It is not downloading. It is taking much time to download your PPT. So you have to share it.
1 second, ma'am.
Hmm. Structures and unions, your topics.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
You are discussing okay, then wait one second. Your slides are visible, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can start your session now.
Good afternoon, everyone. Myself Vasundhara AM from 4th ISC. Today I'm going to discuss about a topic called structures and unions, which we already learnt in third semester, and also solve some problem which are asked in competitive exams based on this topic. So firstly, I will give you a quick introduction about structures and unions. Ma'am, next slide. A structure is a collection of data of some or different data types. This is the basic definition of a structure, and structures are user-defined data types. The variables used to store the data are called as members of the structures. And we will use several variables like name, roll number, or marks. These are called as members of the structure. In C, the structure is defined by a keyword called struct. Here we created, for example, here in the slide, here we created a structure called student. Keyword used is struct. Inside the open curly braces, we define three data types, namely char, int, and float. And we will end this structure with a semicolon. And in the right side, size of the each members in bytes is given. This information will be helpful while solving the problems. And the char will take 1 byte of memory space. Here we declared char size as 10. So 10 bytes are allocated. And int will take 4 bytes of memory and 4 will take 4 bytes of memory. So the total memory taken by each member in the bytes is 22 bytes. Ma'am, next slide. So now coming to unions, it is a collection of variables of different data types in same memory location. In structures, the variables of different data types are allocated in different memory location. This is the major difference between the structures and the unions. And the next point is quite important. Memory allocated to the union is equal to the memory needed for the largest number of it, which means the size of the union depends upon the size of the largest member of the union. Here is a syntax declaration. In C, union is defined by a keyword union tag name, and we declared various data types like int, char, float, etc. And it should be must end with a semicolon. The next slide. So now we shall look at some problems. Predict the output of the following C program. We need to determine the output of this C program. The options are also available in front of you. I encourage you all to read the program statement and try to understand.
Yes, other students, try to give the answer and see here Vasundhara. So in your slides, actually some syntax errors are there. Okay, so you need to check that before displaying these type of programs. Uh, so you need to check. See your S is capital. So we know that C is a case sensitive,
Ma'am, I
no?
modified, but my screen didn't share me.
I have shared the screen. The screen is visible, no?
No, no, ma'am, not this one.
No, wait. I'm just telling about the syntax errors. Actually, C is case sensitive, no? So yes is small letter. Similarly, character is a data type. So C small letter, int is a data type, I small letter. So we need to consider all these things while putting the things in these things in the slide. Okay. Here also.
I modified.
Here also we have errors. Okay, I'll just slide share I'll give. She asked others to go through the program. She is expecting the answers from you people. Hello. Okay, Vasundhara.
Okay. In the program, firstly we included the header file, that is hash include stdio.h. Then we defined the structure called point. Inside the curly braces, we have declared variables x, y, and z, which are of integer data type, and ended with the structure with a semicolon. In function main, we have a variable called p1 of type struct point, which means p1 can access all these members those are x, y, and z, and get initialize them and use them in any point, any time in the program. So p1 is a variable of struct point. Here we are using designed initialization to assign value to these members. Here in this case, y variable uh, will get value 0, z will be 1, and x will be equal to 2. In other words, we can say that p1.x is 2, p1.y is 0, and p1.z is 1. In the printf statement, we are simply trying to print the values of x, y, and z. So p1.x can be replaced by 2, p1.y can be replaced by 0, and p1.z can be replaced by 1. So the output of the program is 2, 0, 1. So the first option A is correct. Consider the following C declaration. Here is the C declaration available in front of you. Assume that objects of the type short, float, and long occupy 2 bytes, 4 bytes, and 8 bytes respectively. The memory requirement for variable t, that means we need to determine the memory requirement for variable t, and we have to ignore the alignment consideration. Alignment consideration means we have to ignore the padding into consideration. Padding process means it is a concept in C that adds that one or more empty bytes between the memory address to align the data in memory. I repeat, padding process means it is a concept in C that adds the one or more empty bytes between the memory address to align the data in the memory. This question has been asked in GATE CS 2000. So let's see the solution. Ma'am, next slide. actually this is the given function. Here in this structure we have short s of 5. Short is a data type and size is 5. And in the question, it is given that short occupies 2 bytes of memory, and hence the total size of this short is 5 into 2 is equal to 10 bytes. So next, there is a union. So what about this union? We know that, as I told in previous slide, memory allocated to the union is equal to the memory needed for the largest member of it. This means size of the union depends on the size of the largest member of the union. Here in this case, which one is the largest member, that is we need to determine whether float y is largest or long z is the largest. Ma'am, back to slide, fifth slide. It is already given in the question that type short, float, and long occupy 2 bytes, 4 bytes, and 8 bytes respectively. It means short occupies 2 bytes of memory, float occupies 4 bytes of memory, and long occupy 8 bytes of memory. So long occupies 8 bytes of memory, float occupies 4 bytes of memory. Out of this, long is the maximum. Hence, we can say that size of the union will be 8 bytes because the largest member of the union is long z. And the size of the long z is 8 bytes. So the total 8 bits of memory is allocated to union. So now we need to determine, next slide. We need to determine the size of a T. That is, short size is 10 and the union size is 8. 10 plus 8 is 18. 18 bytes is the answer. And back. So size of the variable T, which is the type of variable struct, is 18 bytes. The question also asks us that what is the memory requirement for the variable T. This variable T is a type struct which consists of all these members. So the total size will be 18 bytes.
Okay, you understood this problem. So really a very good problem discussed by Vasundhara. So she told that she has taken this question from GATE 2020. Okay.
2000.
So, sorry, 2000. Okay. So they have given, actually we read the question, surely we will not get the answer immediately. Okay, so we have to go through it. So short, float, long, and they have given how many bytes these variables will occupy in the memory. And next they have given this small program. So inside the structure definition, so one member is short member and another one is the union. So she told that, Vasundhara told that how many bytes will be reserved for the union, that depends on the largest member of the union. So here two members are there for the union, float and long. So according to this question, long occupies how many bytes? 8 bytes in the memory. So this is the largest member of the union, correct? So how many bytes are required for the short? According to the question, 2 bytes. Is that correct? So according to this, so how many bytes are reserved for the T? By ignoring alignment consideration. See, she told that 18 bytes is the answer. Is that correct, Vasundhara?
It's not.
How you got 18 bytes? You understood that?
Yes, ma'am.
Other students, I am just asking other students. 18 bytes ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? For this T, the answer is 18 bytes. So for union, so the number of memory locations allocated will be 8 bytes. Alva. So So for this, it is only 2 bytes. Answer is 10 bytes anta barattala hege. I am asking other students.
Size of the shot is fine.
Yes,
It
yes,
became 10.
Divya. Yes. Yes, please.
Size is 5.
Which size?
Size of a shot.
Okay. So for this short, for this yes, how many bytes will be reserved?
2 bytes, ma'am.
But 5. The size is 5. So you can easily assume that for this structure, 5 structures it is an array. So 2 into 5, 10. And for this long, 8 bytes. So 10 plus 8 is 18. So this is the answer given by or explained by Vasundhara. Is that correct? It's really a very good question. So she has taken questions from GATE. So really very good explanation. So usually ಈ ತರದ್ದು ನಾವು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಲ್ಲ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಈ ತರ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡೂ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? Is that correct, Aishwarya? Eli? Aishwarya? Aishwarya not there. Aishwarya. Actually, you know, 4th semester students, actually your seniors are now preparing for campus placements. So that is why they are not interested in participating these activities. They are already enter ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪಿಕ್ಚರ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ campus. They are ready to face the campus interviews. Preparing for that. Is that correct, Aishwarya?
We are class you're talking about, ma'am?
No, about 6th semester students. All 6th semester students.
We are 6th semester, ma'am.
Actually, this question is really a very nice question, no? Aishwarya?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Please, you people participate in the activity. Okay, I am not telling about only Aishwarya, all the 6th semester students, and only see this one. Only 48 strength is there. So all are not giving the interest in placement activities. I don't know why. Actually, yes, 6th semester students ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ busy ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾನು ಕೇಳಿದೆ ಇವತ್ತು ದೀಕ್ಷಾ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡಿದೆ. They are taking that certification course, this certification course. Okay, so only weekly twice 2 activities we are conducting. Please cooperate. Okay, please participate in this. So okay, thanks Vasundhara. Really you have considered very good questions for the discussion. Thank you very much. And Simran also. So it is I hope this is a nice session, but from my side network problem was there. I'm really sorry for that. Okay, so let us stop the discussion now. So we will continue the next placement activity in Tuesday. Okay, and I expect 6th semester students to engage the session. Okay. Hello.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, let's leave the meeting now. Thank you all.